All right, this one's about Casanova 3X, man. This is about Casanova 3X. This is an update on Casanova. You already know what time it is. Sit back, enjoy the ride, and you know I'm gonna let you know what the brother got to go through where he at right now, cause I done seen it all. All right? All right, Unique Mecca audio, man. I'm going to give you an update on Casanova 3 times, man. This is what it is. All right, we already know that, the brother had the case. He got sentenced, got in a fight, got cut in the face, for the, dropping his flag, sent a note to the judge, and so on and so on. It's not my place to judge, because this is not a channel of judging. This is just a gangster channel where I give gangster information about what gangsters got to go through. I mean, it just is what it is, man. All right? Now, Casanova 3 times wound up in USP Tucson in Arizona. That's a dropout yard. That's a dropout yard that they send Cipher monkey ciphers there. Okay? He's not insinuating that, so you rat bastards, trolls, flip-flop wearing in public clowns, find somewhere else to go. I'm just letting you know what the yard is for and what it is. It's a dropout yard / he's Cipher monkey cipher yard. Now, AKA, they also got what they call sexual deviants. Sexual deviants is people that had rape charges and things like that. Now, what the feds did to create this yard, because back when I was in the system, they couldn't send, he cipher monkey ciphers amongst the men that was around us because they was too aggressive, and the he cipher monkey ciphers would wind up getting pimped, raped, and everything else, get everything taken from them and had nowhere to live while they was, within the federal system. So they created a yard in Tucson where then they went through, combing through the files to see who had a sexual charge ever on their jacket as an adult. If you had a sexual charge, you didn't have a choice, you wound up at that yard, period. One of my good brothers, that's a stand-up man, straight man, old gangster, did 40 years. He wound up at that yard because they had an old bullcrap charge on him that, they left on his jacket, so they put him in there. You know what I mean? So it don't matter who you are. If you had a sexual charge, you wound up in Tucson, Arizona. So now, in Tucson, Arizona, where they got young Casanova at, they sent the deviants, like I said. They sent the guys that looked at like females, got hormone shots, got their breasts done, got their rectums done. I mean, some of these men, their bodies look better than the most top-notch video models because they did all of this from on the street, just so that you understand what time it is. Now, while they got this going on, they couldn't put these type of men in the prison around guys that got 20, 30, 40 years that never even seen a woman other than a correction officer with their correction uniform and their hair pulled back in a bun and trying to look as masculine as they can. And then now you got these men coming off the street that got their breasts done, they got their eyebrows arched, they did all of that. So they couldn't put them in a regular USP. So they created one for them. So when they created that, they grabbed other men of that caliber, of that sexual deviant behavior, of that sexual files in their jacket, and they put them in this compound. And they was living good, just so you understand. Like I said, the feds just combed through the records and pick who they wanted. And they even had, rapists, child molesters, all of that wound up at Tucson, Arizona. None of this have anything to do with this brother Casanova, but this is where he wound up. That's why I'm telling you about this. But this is not to throw no kind of slight. So you rat bastards, I'm gonna give y'all 3 seconds to tap out. All right? All right, now let's get rolling so we get back to where we was at. You know what I mean? So, like I said, you got the guys that got the shots that went there and all that. And this yard was created, for the he cipher, monkey ciphers, so that they could have, like I said, somewhere that they could, that they could live in peace and be who they are without being taken advantage of, without being raped, without being pimped. Okay? So now they went as far as putting a special commissary list on this compound where they had the same commissary items as the females in a female federal institution, meaning they were selling, lipstick, eyeshadow, panties, bras, even tampons. Could you imagine them selling tampons in a man's prison? Because they had to give, these he cipher, monkey ciphers, the same opportunity at the commissary list as a woman because they recognize themselves as females. So this is what America turned to from the street, and they brought it into the prison. So could you imagine being in commissary and seeing a man buying some tampons or a pair of panties? This is the type of crap that goes on over there that they putting this young man, to go through because they need to find some place that they figured that he was safe, that the gang, members wouldn't be able to get at him so that he could do a peaceful, 15 years or whatever the time is that he have. That's how crazy this is. So pay attention. So you young guys that want to, gang bang and, do what you want to do. And then, when you get caught, you want to drop your flag, you want to start telling, then they put you in these yards, which is for PC, meaning protective custody, because they know that if they put you amongst the men, that I did my 26 plus years with, that you're not going to have an easy bid. You might not even make it out of there alive, So they do that to protect you. So now we got the commissary down. So now a lot of these men, was raped on other compounds, was pimped out on other compounds. Like, I like to ride. I like to ride. Let me ride real quick. Now, I remember when I was in Lee County, I told this story in another episode, but it fits in with this he cipher, monkey cipher yard joint that they sent young Casanova to. Now, it was a young dude that came there from Philly, and he was a he cipher, monkey cipher, and they put him in the unit that I was in. As soon as they put him in the unit, all the other he cipher, monkey cipher, aggressive, he cipher, monkey cipher thugs. You know what I mean? They pushed right up on him. So they ran in there, had their way with him, and then they kept him in the cell, and they started pimping him out where they was charging people. You know what I mean? You remember what I told you the currency is? They was charging people books of stamps, like 10 books of stamps, for them to have oral sex with this man or the other kind. But and he didn't have a choice, And this went on for a weekend. It went on for a weekend. I can't even fathom what that boy went through. But this is what went on for a weekend in the joint until one of the Muslim brothers from Philly, heard that they had a young boy up there from Philly. And then when he found out who the young boy was one of his partners from the street, son, that got involved in the street business and wound up in prison, and he was a he cipher, monkey cipher, and you don't have a choice when you become a he cipher, monkey cipher. You gotta, do as you told, or get poked up. End of story. So that's why I tell you, youngins, stay in school. Stay on the block. It's not worth it. You know what I mean? Because it's definitely not worth it. So my man from Philly, a Muslim brother at that, but he got a heart of gold, because he's being moved by Allah. He went up in the unit with his knife and took that boy out the cell and took the boy and put him in, PC, because he wanted to go, but he didn't know how to get out the cell because the dudes that was pimping him wasn't going to let him go out. But that's how crazy this is. Cash App is on the screen. Remember, there's no number one in my last name. It's Hall, not HA, number one, L, not HAL, number one, none of that. And make sure you hit the logo and it says it was created in 2020. I give you content where the game is to be sold, not told, But let me give you this one about this young boy. If the young boy would have came in the He Cipher, Monkey Cipher, and would have just popped off on the first one that tried to get him to do He Cipher, Monkey Cipher stuff, even if he would have lost the fight, he would have won because he tried to defend his manhood. But he didn't even try to defend his manhood. He just laid down and, rolled over, gunshots. But, that's what it is. So now, they pimping him out in the joint. So they wound up sending him to one of these dropout yards where he wound up amongst other, He Cipher, Monkey Cipher with similar situations where they could now breathe a little bit and talk about it amongst each other and know that, they're safe for the moment. This compound holds about 1,500 to 2,000 men that young Casanova is in. Because remember, this is about Casanova. I'm riding, man, I'm riding. This is about young Casanova. They sent him to a compound that holds the same amount as any other maximum security penitentiary, but they only have 350 approximate men on that compound. That's how small it is because they're trying to protect, the He Cipher, Monkey Cipher world. And they sent him over there. So this is where he's at right now. So he only have to deal with 350 men, but these are men that feel like they're women that go into the commissary buying panties and tampons and bras. And they even take it a step further so you understand. In this joint here, they take it a step further where they are, let me see how to put it the right way. They sell sweatsuits, pullover shirts, and sweatpants. And these, and little shorts, regular shorts that we wear to play basketball. We get them long down to our knees and all that. They take those and they cut them up and they turn them into poom-poom shorts. Yes, poom-poom shorts, a.k.a. Daisy Dukes, a.k.a. Body Ride-Up shorts. You know what I'm saying? So they take their clothes and they make poom-poom shorts out of the gym shorts they sell. They make, halter tops out the T-shirts. This is the stuff that's going on in there at this prison. Now, we know Casanova is not on none of that. Let's get that straight. So again, I got to give the rat bastards, the trolls, and flip-flop wearing in public clowns the gunshots. You know what I mean? So they understand. Now, that man have nothing to do with none of this, but this is what he's subject to having to live like. To live like, because he dropped his flag, and that's where the feds feel he'll be safest to do his bid. Let's see how long he stay there before he can't take it anymore and tell them, I'm done. Let me sign whatever papers. Back in the days, we called it a tough man sheet. He might say, let me sign whatever papers that I have to sign so that, I can go on a regular yard, and if anything happened to me, it's on me. But I can't live with this He Cipher, Monkey Cipher, and witness this. Could you imagine being in a prison and you seeing men with Daisy Dukes, Bate Rider, and Poom Poom shorts, twerking like video girls? And they spent their money on the street and they looking more feminine than the baddest video girls from the neck down. You know what I mean? These dudes even tuck as they call it. You know what I mean? So that it looked like, I don't even want to go down that road. But, you know, this is the type of thing that goes on over there. And I know this because we had men that had sexual charges on their jackets that wound up in these places, and they had to get out of there because they said, man, y'all got me here. This is not where I'm trying to be. And they signed papers and they got out. So let's see how long before young Casanova signs the papers and say he's got to get out of here and he wants to take his chances on the regular yard and deal with, you know, being a man on man time, you know? So that's what it is, man, you know? And it looks like, you know, this is just so crazy. I think I'm running out of space on my joint. So, you know, I'm going to just finish for the heck of it because everything is still rolling. So now, they be in the prison yard twerking and carrying on. You know, I'm going to just, you know, end this video here because I don't know if it's still recording, and I think I gave y'all enough, and it sickens me to my stomach. And let's all say a prayer for young Casanova to not have to deal with this, all right? Okay. God, please protect this young man. He made bad choices as a young man and wound up in bad places, and now we need your help to help guide him so that he can make it through, so that he can do his bid and come home a productive citizen. Amen. All right, so that's where we at, man. So, you know, let me put the outro and everything in this, man. All right?
Cheers, cheers, to the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime.
Fresh out the can of 26, he back on the strip, getting back in the mix. What he mentions a gift. You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this. Take a little gully posse and put it in Harlem. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you should go and get it. An Instagram page and a YouTube, you could go and visit. Then you could consider yourself LinkedIn. Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin. How he went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it. To not pay attention would be stupid. Talking about a man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated millions on the block, did his time, never squealing to the cops, make an audio. Get it live like 2 G's in the 90s. Drop top beamer so shiny. I let shorty go, she was whining. Treat her like my past, she behind me. Spin a couple bands on the Dapper Dan. You be back again, getting green like a Packers fan. No cap, it's a roaring uptown. They be horn uptown, Dominican bust downs. Now we on the positive, you we got a lot to give. Now he trying to stop the kids from being inoperative. So take heed, homie, lend the air. He started in uptown, he gon' finish dead. But now it ain't about selling drugs, buying cars. It's about buying property to make the community yours. So we can give back to the youth them. Cause they the truth them. And bless up to all the road men.